Have you just gone through a painful breakup? Are you feeling lost, hurt, and longing for your ex to come back? Have you tried everything but it seems like things are only getting worse? Today, I will share with you a secret, a powerful weapon that few people expect, the power of silence. Silence is not surrender, but a wise strategy, a way for you to regain control and make that person actively seek you out. Let's explore this secret with me and write a new ending to your love story. Number 1. Silence triggers her ego. I understand your first instinct when your ex leaves you is often to hold on. You want to call, text, do anything to mend the rift in your heart and in the relationship. But the problem is, when you do that, you are showing your ex that you are becoming needy. Like clutching a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze your hand, the more sand will fall. In love, too, when faced with separation, instinct tells you to fight, to hold on at all costs. You beg, plead, even promise to change in hopes that they will change their mind. But do you know that this intense desire inadvertently pushes them further away? Like a bird trapped in a cage, the more it struggles, the more suffocated and yearning for freedom it feels. Silence is effective because you ignore your ex, and that's what people hate the most. We don't like to be ignored. We are here because we want attention. Even negative attention is better than being ignored. So if you're wondering why it's so powerful, it's because it's based on the science of human psychology. Imagine your ex is like someone who is used to spending freely because they know they always have a backup in their account. Your silence is when you withdraw all of that backup. They suddenly feel insecure, disappointed because they have lost the security and comfort that you once brought. At this point, you become more valuable than ever. They will actively seek you out, not out of love, but out of a need to fill the void, to be cared for and recognized. Just like you frantically search for money when you have to pay bills, your ex will also chase you to regain that sense of security and attention. Don't be afraid of silence. See it as a powerful language to assert your worth and create a turning point in your relationship. Fluctuations are inevitable in love, and patience is the key to turning things around. Number 2, she will be afraid of losing you. Did you know that if you keep treating her like a star, she will naturally see you as a fan? Therefore, silence is the secret weapon to turn the tide in this love war. When you are confident in yourself and appear independent of your ex, she will start to panic, afraid of losing you. People only truly appreciate what they have lost. Your silence is like a mysterious curtain, making it impossible for them to guess your thoughts and feelings. The questions that used to torment you will now haunt them. Has he found new happiness? Is there someone better than me who has appeared? They will realize that you are no longer their certainty, and your indifference is the most powerful medicine to awaken their conquering instinct. Anxiety and insecurity will urge them to find ways to attract your attention, wanting to regain their place in your heart. After you have been silent for a while, you may receive calls from strange numbers, probing messages full of implications. I think this is a good sign because she is starting to realize your absence, but don't fall into the trap. Your only task at this time is to be silent, because silence in this context is a non-verbal language, but weighs more than countless other words. Let anxiety, even anger, creep into their minds, and this is your chance to turn the tables. Remember, silence is not weakness, but a wise strategy for your ex to realize your true worth. Number 3, your silence breaks all her illusions. Your silence can break any scenario that she has carefully drawn. When breaking up, she often assumes that the guy will hold on, will beg her to come back. She imagines him collapsing, begging for forgiveness, somehow satisfying her remaining pride. It breaks expectations and habits, forcing her to ask, why are they silent? Have they moved on? Or have they found new happiness? Those questions linger in her mind, constantly echoing, and that's what makes her look at you again, a person she once considered familiar. But you chose a different path, the path of silence. That silence is like a mist, gentle but covering all her predictions. It not only creates a mysterious curtain, but also evokes in her conflicting emotions, curiosity, insecurity, mixed with a bit of confusion. She begins to wonder, why is he so calm? Has he stopped loving me? Or has he found a new happy haven? Those questions are like small but persistent waves, silently tormenting her mind. The irony is that, although she was the one who actively left, now she is caught in the maze of her own emotions. As the writer Haruki Murakami once wrote, "When you leave and others don't hold back, it doesn't mean they don't love you, but they love enough not to try to bind you with pain." Your silence is an implicit affirmation that you respect her decision, that you are brave enough not to turn yourself into someone who clings in vain. But it is this calmness that disturbs her mind, because she cannot guess whether your heart is a calm ocean or a storm that has passed. Silence, in fact, is a way of communicating without words, a language that not everyone is sensitive enough to understand. It sends a message that you are in control of your emotions, that you choose to step back, not out of weakness, but to keep the peace for both of you. And as Paulo Coelho once wrote, "When you are silent, all unnecessary things will disappear on their own, and only what really matters remains." In her eyes, your silence is like a big question with no answer, but to you, it is an affirmation that love, if it still exists, will always be shaped by maturity and respect, not by begging or pleading. But more importantly, this silence is not for them, it is for you. Silence is the space for you to listen to the voice from the depths of your heart, to heal yourself without being disturbed by conflicting emotions. As Rumi once said, "Silence is the language of God." Let this stillness be your companion, helping you reshape your life and move towards better things. And sometimes, that silence is not just the end of a relationship, but also the beginning of a new chapter, where you dedicate that love and appreciation to yourself. Number 4, silence is a chance to look back at the love you two shared. When the last melodies of the love song fade away, leaving only melancholy bass notes lingering in the space, breaking up is not simply an ending, but often like a storm in the heart. That storm swept away all emotions, from pain, regret, to anger and helplessness. In the heart of the storm, every word uttered, whether unintentionally or intentionally, can become sharp blades, cutting deep into the already wounded wounds of both sides. When emotions are full, reason is easily obscured, and then what we say is likely to be something we regret forever. Psychologists often advise that in those chaotic moments of separation, silence is a wise and powerful choice. Silence is not an escape or weakness, but a way to protect yourself and the other person from unnecessary hurt. Think of silence as a soft cushion, separating sharp emotions and leaving a quiet space where both of you can stop, breathe, and look back at everything. Silence is like a cool breeze in the middle of a sweltering summer day, soothing the raging waves in your heart. It gives you the time and space to step out of the spiral of anger, blame, or negative thoughts that are welling up. In that stillness, you have the opportunity to return to yourself, to listen to the voice from the depths of your heart, and look at everything with a clearer, more tolerant perspective. Sometimes, not saying anything carries more weight than any justification or explanation, because silence shows respect for both, for the beautiful past and for the present wounds that need to be healed. Psychologists also emphasize that silence in a breakup is not only a way to avoid further hurting the other person, but also a way to protect yourself. Because, in an emotional state, what you say can be the result of temporary anger, not the truth of your heart. A wrong word, a harsh statement, can forever become a regret, not only hurting the other person, but also leaving remorse in yourself. Therefore, silence is like a pause button, unnecessary pause, so that you do not get caught up in the whirlwind of emotion, so that your heart has time to stabilize and your reason has a chance to speak. In the days and months after the breakup storm, silence can become a companion, helping you enter the healing journey. It opens up an inner space for you to question yourself, to better understand your true desires and values. Psychologists often advise that instead of trying to fill the void with meaningless conversations or clinging in vain, learn to face silence. In that silence, you will find the strength to accept, to forgive, not only the other person, but also yourself. And who knows, after that storm, the sun will shine again, illuminating a new path. Whether that path is a journey you take alone or a chance to reunite, silence is always the bridge, helping you transform from the ruins of the past to peaceful and promising beginnings. Silence, in the end, is not the end, but a meaningful pause in the music of life, where you learn to love yourself more and prepare to receive the good things ahead. And remember, silence is not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter in the story of your life. A chapter where you are the main character, where you take control of your emotions and your happiness. Let your silence not only be a statement, but also a powerful transformation. In that stillness, you not only find the strength to let go, but also realize the wisdom and courage to embrace a bright future. As Maya Angelou once said, "You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody, so let silence be your ally, a teacher guiding you to maturity and a refuge to find yourself. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is to say nothing at all."